Welcome back to NBC News Channel. Today we will learn about the shocking days of our live spoilers for November 24, 2025, where heroes race against time and old flames ignite explosive confrontations across Salem. Sarah's terrifying allergic crisis unfolds. In a heart-pounding sequence straight out of Salem's most dramatic playbook, Sarah Horton Kyriakis faces a life-threatening ordeal triggered by Rachel Black's vengeful scheme. The young troublemaker, fueled by jealousy over her father's affections, slips tree nuts into Sarah's innocent lemon scone during a casual cafe meetup, unaware of the devastating consequences for the allergy-prone mom. As Sarah takes a fateful bite, her throat swells shut in anaphylactic shock, her face flushing crimson while she gasps for air, collapsing amid scattered plates and horrified onlookers. Brady Black, ever the devoted ally, springs into action first, cradling her limp form and shouting for an EpiPen. His hands trembling as flashbacks of past losses haunt his ice. Will this be another tragedy he can't prevent? Adding layers to the chaos, inventive whispers among fans suggest Rachel's prank was no accident, but a calculated echo of family feuds, with Brady later grilling her tearfully as sirens wail in the distance, demanding the full truth behind her twisted motives. Javi's heroic intervention saves the day. Just as despair grips the scene, Javi bursts onto the cafe patio like a medical guardian angel, his paramedic instincts kicking into overdrive. Played with intense charisma by Al Calderon, Javi assesses Sarah's vitals in seconds. Pulse erratic, breathing labordant, administers the epinephrine shot with precision, stabilizing her just as her eyes flutter back to consciousness. This isn't mere coincidence. Javi, fresh off a grueling shift, had been tipped off by a mutual friend about Sarah's vulnerability, racing through Salem's bustling streets on his motorcycle, weaving past oblivious pedestrians. Leo Stark, Javi's devoted partner, arrives seconds later, phone in hand, already dialing reinforcements, his face a mask of panic turning to relief. Their tender post-rescue huddle reveals deeper bonds. Javi confides his fear of losing another patient like his late mentor, while Leo vows to dig into Rachel's scheme, hinting at shadowy Demera ties that could unravel bigger secrets. This rescue cements Javi as Salem's unsung hero, sparking fan theories of a budding friendship triangle with Brady and Sarah. Gwen's intense interrogation of Leo. Meanwhile, across town in the dimly lit corners of the Salem Spectator offices, Gwen Recheck corners Leo Stark with the ferocity of a scorned ally reborn. Emily O'Brien S. Gwen, still smarting from past betrayals involving Dimitri von Leuschner, pins Leo against a desk, her eyes blazing as she demands updates on his covert probe into Dimitri's vanishing act. "What have you uncovered, you sneaky little weasel?" she hisses, referencing Leo's risky snooping around E.J. Dimra's hidden hospital lab, a fortress of forbidden experiments funded by shadowy investors. Leo, portrayed with sly charm by Greg Reichardt, deflects with quips about Dimitri's ghostly absence since his prison break, but Gwen presses harder, revealing her own ulterior motive. EJ has ordered her to spy on Leo to protect the lab's raw-fled horrors. Invented tensions escalate when Gwen flashes a cryptic photo of Dimitri in a remote hideout, forcing Leo to spill details of his daily escapades, from dodging security cams to eavesdropping on EJ's tense calls, potentially fracturing their fragile truce forever. Leo and Javi's emotional debrief. As the dust settles from their respective dramas, Leo and Javi reconnect in a quiet park bench moment, swapping tales of their chaotic day with raw vulnerability. Javi recounts the adrenaline-fueled save, his voice cracking over Sarah's faint thank you and Brady's grateful nod, while Leo dishes on Gwen's ambush, mimicking her fiery glare to lighten the mood. This exchange uncovers new layers. Javi admits his growing suspicion that Rachel's nut prank links to broader Demera vendettas, perhaps tied to EJ's lab, where experimental serums mimic allergy triggers for control. Leo, ever the gossip hound, counters with insider scoops on Dimitri's possible escape route via a private jet, urging Javi to leverage his hospital access for clues. Their playful banter culminating in a stolen kiss amid falling leaves at strengthening romance amid Salem storms, with fans speculating a special dessert date later in the week to celebrate survival. JJ's shocking plaza encounter. Shifting to lighter, but no less juicy drama, the Horton Plaza buzzes as JJ Devereaux stumbles upon Gabby Hernandez and Philip Kyriakis locked in an intimate lunch date. Casey Moss's JJ freezes mid-stride, coffee cup slipping from his grip, as he witnesses Gabby Sherry Jimenez laughing at Philip's Jean-Paul Lavoisier suave charm. their hands brushing over shared tapas. This revelation hits JJ like a freight train. Javi, his on-again off-again flame, now entangled with Philip, whose Kyriakis empire ambitions clash with Gabby's fiery independence. Philip, ever the opportunist, flashes a smug grin, touting their accidental spark from recent Titan boardroom clashes turned flirtatious after-hours drinks. Gabby defends it passionately, citing JJ's past accusations of her shooting EJ as the final straw in their toxic cycle. While inventive details emerge, Philip gifted her a custom necklace echoing her Hernandez roots, sealing their budding romance. JJ storms off vowing revenge, but not before muttering about exposing Philip's shady deals, setting up a powder keg for Thanksgiving feasts ahead. These intertwined crises pulse with classic days intensity revenge backfiring, loyalties tested, and romances reignitedramizing non-stop thrills as Marlene clashes with EJ and Brady probes deeper. Tune in tomorrow for more Salem shocks on Peacock. Part 2. Lilley sets the record straight before any possible return to Days of Our Lives. There are a few things everyone needs to know first. For many longtime viewers of Days of Our Lives, Lilley's name sparks immediate recognition. Her portrayal of Teresa Donovan brought a whirlwind of drama, humor, heartbreak, and chaos to Salem. Teresa was bold, complicated, and often the cause of her own troubles, qualities that made her unforgettable. Yet, interestingly, when Lilley herself looks back at how people perceive her, she laughs and says her reputation is something very different. Instead of troublemaking or scheming like Teresa, Jean has become known for something far more cheerful, her deep affection for the holiday season. And she embraces that reputation wholeheartedly. In a warm and lively conversation, Lilley admitted that her love of Christmas isn't something she can hide, nor does she try to. "I feel like my whole life is like Christmas," she said, the joy clear in her voice. Over the years, she has collected so many Christmas trees that she eventually had to donate several to charities she supports, simply because she ran out of space to display them. She joked, "I'm like the Oprah of Christmas trees. You get a tree, you get a tree, everybody gets a tree." And, yes, she has a Christmas tree in her kitchen as well. When asked why, she laughed again and replied with a simple question, "What are you supposed to look at when you bake cookies?" To Lilley. Holiday decorations are not limited to December. They're part of the comfort and joy she wants surrounding her year-round. A new kind of holiday film with a twist. Lilley has built quite a name for herself in the world of holiday entertainment. Besides her work on Days of Our Lives, many fans recognize her from the cheerful Christmas movies she has made for Hallmark and other networks. For many families, her films have become part of their yearly traditions. But her newest project brings something refreshingly unexpected. Her upcoming movie Christmas Story, now streaming on platforms like Amazon Prime and Apple TV, is not the typical heartwarming holiday story people might expect from Lilley. And she wants viewers to know that before they press play. "It's quirky, strange, and unusual," she explained with enthusiasm. "It's absolutely not going to fill your house with the usual warm holiday glow. And that's exactly what drew me to it." She wants longtime fans to know upfront that this movie steps boldly outside the standard formula. In Christmas Story, Lilley plays Annie, a sheriff in a small, peculiar town during the holiday season. Annie is determined, upright, and earnest, yet surrounded by oddball residents who constantly keep her guessing. The crimes she's asked to solve are bizarre, the people she encounters are eccentric, and the whole situation leaves Annie feeling like the only sensible person in a world that seems to have lost its grip. According to Lilley, playing Annie was a refreshing change. The character allowed her to step outside of her usual roles and explore a tone that mixes comedy, mystery, and the slightly surreal. A devotional book straight from the heart. As if releasing a film weren't enough, Lilley is also launching something deeply personal, her first devotional book, Awaken Your Faith. The project, she shared, emerged from a desire to encourage, uplift, and support people who may feel overwhelmed or uncertain. In her view, modern life has a way of wearing down the spirit, and she hopes her writing can serve as a gentle guide to renewal. "It's meant to help you refocus your faith, reshape your mind, and rediscover your purpose," she explained. Her hope is that readers, no matter their age or background, will feel seen, appreciated, and loved. For Lilley, this book is not merely a project. It is a heartfelt offering, created during a busy chapter in her life, yet driven by an inner calling to reconnect people with what matters most. Would she return to Days of Our Lives? Given all this activity, movies, books, and a lively household, many fans naturally wonder whether Lilley would ever consider returning to Days of Our Lives. The question is especially relevant considering the surprising way her final run ended, with Emily O'Brien suddenly stepping into the role of Teresa Donovan. Lilley still remembers that experience vividly. "It was surreal," she said, describing the recasting as something that seemed to happen almost overnight. While the situation was confusing and unexpected, she holds no bitterness. "I don't blame anyone," she emphasized. "It was just a series of misunderstandings." Yet despite the unusual departure, her affection for the role remains strong. "Would I go back?" she repeated thoughtfully. Then she answered without hesitation, "Absolutely. Teresa is my favorite character ever." Still, there is a practical reality at play. Lilley is a mother of 4 young children, all under the age of 9. Her household is lively, busy, and full of responsibilities. Between parenting and her current creative projects, she acknowledges that she could only return to the show in a limited, short-term capacity at this point in her life. "But in the future, when the children are older," she answered with a warm smile in her voice, "of course I'd come back." And then, with a touch of humor and honesty, she added, "If I didn't have kids, I'd probably be on Days right now." I love the show. A full life, a grateful heart, and doors still open. Lilley's life today is a blend of family, creativity, faith, and joyful chaos. She is juggling motherhood, launching a book, releasing a new movie, and still holding open the possibility of returning to one of daytime television's most beloved roles. And through it all, she continues to radiate the same bright warmth that made viewers fall in love with her on screen. Whether she's giving away Christmas trees, filming an unconventional holiday mystery, or penning words of encouragement, Lilley remains exactly what longtime fans have always sensed: full of energy, deeply passionate, and entirely authentic. For anyone wondering if the door to Salem is closet rest assured, it is not. It's simply waiting for the right season in Lilley's life. And knowing her love for Christmas, that season might just arrive with bells on.
Our friends and our loved ones,